in
Why
the
is
house.
Philly
And,
so bad? I don't understand this.
I had a joke about this.
So,
Philly's
I
the
don't
one
know.
city where I've never heard of a good part.
no,
Every
there's
part
not.
of Philly you say
you got to
you're
keep
from,
your head on a fucking
yo, you
swivel.
from West Philly? Is crazy out
Yeah.
there. North Philly? Oh shit, you from South Philly?
Yeah.
crazy.
It's true, dude.
So the suburbs is where the rich folks live.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
a
just
lot of white
leaves.
flight.
Even
Everybody
like-
got money and got
even
out.
When you're
Class.
there, like whenever I did shows in Philly and I was around that kind of what's that?
Center City.
Yes, it's Center City.
Yeah, that
Center
couple
City.
blocks
Yeah,
is
that's
nice.
all right.
That's
There's like
old
a
money.
15 block. Yeah, there's like 15. There's Rittenhouse Squares there. A lot of old money there.
Yeah,
That's
it
Ben
seemed
Franklin
fine.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, you go like outside of that very Center City pocket, even at night, the Center City gets fucking dicey.
Really?
Yeah.
My
And wait, but why is it so bad? Is it mafia shit, gang shit? Like what is
It's
the
not
deal?
gangs. It's not really. It's just like block to block. It's just fucking a lot of poverty, a lot of guns. You can get guns like in Pennsylvania. You can. There's like no like New
Gun
York doesn't
rule.
have that many guns.
So there's violence.
A lot of violence.
Got you. And the gun laws are really
Loose.
lenient.
Yeah,
okay. Interesting.
It's like you can go buy 15 handguns at a time.
Even in the city.
Yeah. It's
Not,
Penn-
like,
New
not like a
York.
CVS or anything.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like in New York, for example, like if you live upstate, you could probably get a rifle super easy. But in New York City, you can't
You
have
can't have a
any
gun. Yeah.
So right
No.
outside
Maxwell
the
got
city, they have
arrested, I
gun
think, for
shows
shooting
and shit.
himself, right?
Really?
Yeah, you can literally, what they do is they send one guy in with a clean record to go in and buy like 15 handguns.
Oh.
And then he goes and just gives them out.
It gets
They're
real
called
rural.
straw purchases.
Yeah,
It's
real
bad.
real quick when you get outside the city.
This
That's
is
a bad
crazy.
combination.
Yeah, I never understood why Philly is so rough, but maybe it's because like sometimes what happens when there's like a decently sized city that's close to a major city, you kind of drain
Sure.
all the folks.
Oh
from
yeah,
there.
that's
Sure.
exactly.
Even you guys come in here, like you could stay in Philly and do stand up there, but obviously New York there's going to be more opportunities
Sure.
for you to go, and
Yeah.
I'm sure the same shit happens with business or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't make sense because I think someone's telling me Philly's like the 7th biggest city in the country or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
big. It's not even. I
It
thought
used to be top five,
Yeah.
and then people are fleeing.
Really?
Or they have been over the past couple of years, yeah.
It just makes no sense. You have all these like schools, so you have all these kids that go there. A few of them should hang around.
Yeah,
But
not
then
a lot of them
everybody
do.
fucking dips.
They get their
No,
money
I
and
think
fucking
you're right.
go.
It's a brain drain. It's like, why would I stay here if you're
Yeah.
You can go to New York
is
and
2
make
hours up.
10
2 hours
you
to
know.
the city, baby. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Fucking hit the Lincoln Tunnel.
The
and
city
goodbye.
in America is New York.
Yeah.
This is the city.
And
I'm
imagine you're
2
2
hours
hours
away.
away from it, yeah.
Why would I
90
not?
minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
And like everything is there. Commerce is all there. And there's entertainment there. Whatever you are, if you're the best,
Yeah.
restaurants. Go to New York. You want fame? That's the spot.
Did you guys start stand up in Philly?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
lot of
it was,
talent in Philly,
it was
yo.
good.
Yeah.
It's like one of the it's a northeast, so it's like Philly, Boston, New York, right? It's the
Yeah.
same mentality. A lot of ball busting, a lot of blue collar fucking families. It's like
Yeah.
my family's huge. My mom's 1 of 9. They're huge. It's all like Irish Catholic fucking construction workers, and like I'm like the 15th funniest dude in my family. Like,
Wait, your family's all construction workers?
yeah.
And you couldn't finish a shed?
Yeah, my stepdad owns a huge construction company.
This is hilarious.
That's why it's
That's how
garbage.
trashy we are. Yeah.
That's why it's garbage.
I have an unfinished shed for 10 years. Finally, like my mom was
This one
like,
Thanksgiving when the whole family said, just go finish the fucking shed.
"Yo, everybody bring your hammers, dog. we got a fucking roof to put on." Yeah, it's super. Yeah, we're super garbage.
We got a huge hole in
Yeah.
our basement waiting on an insurance check to come through.
Let's go. Okay, but it's interesting because like there's so many comics that come from Philly that have had a lot of success in New York, but I feel like Philly's not spoken about as a comedy city in the way that Boston is.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's distance. It's like when you start getting good
Mm-hmm.
in Philly, it's so much. You can still live in Philly and come up to New York a couple times a week to start getting your name in, start getting some reps, meeting people.
Whereas Boston dudes stayed in Boston.
They stayed in Boston
Yeah.
the whole
Philly
time.
is slept on as a talent city, like Will Smith, fucking Boyz II Men,
Yeah.
Kevin Hart. There's massive people from Philly, and you don't think about it. But I think comedy needs a couple of more big people from Philly. Because Boston had everybody you loved 10 years ago, whether it was Dane Cook or Louis C.K., Patrice O'Neal or Bill Burr.
Yeah.
They're all from Boston, so you couldn't look away from it. You were
Yeah.
like, oh,
That's
it's
a
Plus,
good
we
everywhere.
slip in too. We slip in.
Yeah.
We slip in and then fucking, get mixed up down the village for a few years.
Their game's
on
doing
this
great.
scene
He's
or
not
over
Kevin
here.
Hart level.
That's
yeah,
a
You know what I
thing.
mean?
Yeah, that's a good
we
point.
don't
It's
roll
like-
in big dick and we come in on the mega bus
yeah, it's true.
eating falafel
But
and
there's
dollar
like
slices.
there's like how do I say it? It's like they haven't had superstars yet. They've had like New
Kevin
York
Hart.
stars. Yeah, outside
Yeah,
of Kevin Hart.
yeah.
Like if you came up in the New York comedy scene, like you saw these guys that came up from Philly. You
Yeah.
know, Big Jay
Keith
Okerson,
Robinson.
Jay,
Keith
Keith,
Robinson,
yeah,
like,
Kurt Metzger as
Kurt,
well.
like so many guys who come up from Philly. So like in your head, you're like, man, these Philly dudes are hilarious. But the only megastar so far is Kev.
Yeah.
So if you're somebody outside New York, you might not be.
The 4
familiar.
Boston guys I named, they were everybody. Your favorite comic is one of those 4.
Yeah.
And they're all from Boston. And
Also,
at some
Dennis
point,
Leary, like
Yeah.
there's dudes
Yeah.
who were.
Dude, back to the 80s. Like they
Wait,
were.
was
You know,
Hicks from Boston?
no, Hicks
He's
was
Texas
Texas.
guy.
That's right. Leno, I think,
That's
was from.
unfortunate.
Leno was up there. I think he went to school. I don't know if he was from up there, but he went to school up there and
Was it
started up
Chicago
there.
or
Marin's up there as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a little move. Also, they have the TV show too. You know
and
what
they
I
had
mean?
that
Like-
movie when stand up stood out, little propaganda piece they put out. But then also,
Yeah,
them
yeah.
four-
Yeah.
them 4 is undeniable. Like, fuck, that's one city. You put that together and you're like, God damn.
New York is, New York is not to be slept on either, though.
Like people coming from New York?
Yeah, like comedians.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm thinking. Like, how many of us are actually from New York?
Rock, Seinfeld.
Eddie Murphy.
That's
Eddie
that
Murphy.
old generation. I'm trying to wonder, like, the new generation.
Oh, no, you guys stink now.
Isn't that crazy? I'm trying to think. Like, I'm trying to think who else besides me is.
You,
Chrissy D.
Stefano,
Oh, Chrissy,
Giannis,
of course.
Giannis.
Giannis, yes.
Ricky
Ricky,
Velez.
yeah.
Ricky, Pete. Y'all doing it.
No, we
Yeah.
all right. All right. No, that's a good
Yeah.
point. That's a good point. I was just trying to think. It's so rare. Like, I even have these conversations with, like, Ricky when we were coming up. We're like, yo, who else is actually from the city? And why aren't people doing it? And maybe sometimes when, like, it's so accessible to you, you don't lean into it. You know,
Yeah.
like when you're from outside of the place to be, you want it so much more because
Sure.
it's like right out of your.
It was in
grasp.
lights to us. It was like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Hollywood sign. It's
So
like,
you
I'm
guys
going to go
have
up
those
there and do
combos.
comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, when are we moving to New York? That was the conversation. You're like, how do I get up there? I got to get a job. I can find some way to get up there. And I think maybe sometimes people take it for granted when it's right in front of them. It's like when these people that live on the beach don't surf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. That happened to me even like in college. I was like, I'm just gonna go to college in California and surf all the time. I like surfed like twice. It was like right there. You know, you gotta really fucking want it if it's right in front of you, man.